Hey guys, welcome to Friday. Today's my day off, and I'm gonna do a live stream on my computer this time because I'm not playing a video game because my computer could not handle that. So I have this lovely box with my webcam set up and all sorts of loveliness so I can plant some plants and stuff. I have all my things set up that I think I'll need. And we're just gonna live stream, and by we're I mean me because Christopher's at work. It's only noon. So yeah, and I'm totally in my pajamas because I'm not getting dressed today. Not a chance. And this is the finished product of the live show. It was fun and a few people showed up, and yeah, they're all wet, and they do have these drip pads or whatever down there because I did oversaturate them just so that they could have water to start with. So I'm going to dump those out and then not going to water them for a few days, and then we'll just see how they go. But I'm really excited about it. So since I finished that live show, I actually ended up doing another live show. I'm playing Stardew Valley right now, and Judith and Melody are hanging out, and there were a few other people who were here and had to go for one reason or another. It was really sunny, so I hung up 2 blankets over the window. And so I texted Chris and I was like, where are tacks so I can hang them up? So I did that, and yeah, I've just been hanging out and playing this for the past multiple hours. I had other stuff I needed to do today, but I did this instead. I'm really good at adulting.
So I'm back from home now. Looks like Giselle left something up in my office, which is fine. It'll be much easier for me to take it down anyway. She had to use the step ladder to put it up, so I'll take that down. I'm about to film a review for this Lincoln in the Bardo. I was thinking about it a lot today while I was at work, and I'm gonna attempt to do a review of it, see how it goes. This is the kind of book where I think to myself, maybe I'm not smart enough to review a book like this. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed some stuff in it. I probably did, but I'm gonna give my impressions on it anyway. I do have a book here though to open for you. This is when I opened Kings of the Wild, which I am currently reading and liking. I mentioned that that was like my penultimate package, but it is not. In fact, there are a few more that I completely forgot about that are going to be trickling in from now until like April, end of April or something. It really depends, I guess, on when they decide to send it out. And I never got the last package that I thought would be the last package for that from Orbit. I don't know when that's going to come. Hopefully it comes because the book comes out on March 7th, but you'll see that hopefully whenever it comes to me. But this one is from Tor, and I did kind of forget about it, but now I remember it. Publicist actually sent me an email that she was sending it out right then. And it is another one of these very, very archy arcs that some of these places have. I got one for the new Marie Brennan book, her new Memoir of Lady Trent book, and this one is very similar looking. It's Avengers of the Moon by Alan Steele. I'm kind of sad because the cover of this does look really cool, and now I'm kind of sad that it looks like this. I'll maybe put a cover, what the actual cover will look like, over top of this, a picture of it. But this is the art copy of it, and yeah, it'll be out in March 31st. And this guy Alan Steele, I actually got one of his books from Book Outlet at the end of last year in my SFF Book Outlet haul. He wrote a book called Arkwright, which is about a generation ship. And this is apparently a Captain Future novel. So here I'll read a little bit more about this. It says, Kurt Newton has spent most of his life hidden from the rest of humankind, being raised by a robot, an android, and the disembodied brain of a renowned scientist. This unlikely trio of guardians has kept his existence a closely guarded secret since the murder of Kurt's parents. Kurt's innate curiosity and nose for trouble inadvertently led him into a plot to destabilize the Solar Coalition and assassinate the president. There's only one way to uncover the evil mastermind. Kurt must become Captain Future. It says that our solar system needs a hero, and it's about to get one in an old-fashioned pulp adventure with modern sensibility. So apparently this is a part of something that existed before by Edmund Hamilton, called Captain Future, obviously. So this is kind of his reviving of Captain Future, and I don't know when that stopped or when it was written exactly or when that was created. Apparently it's old-fashioned pulp adventure, so I just requested all science fiction and fantasy. That seemed interesting, and even though I don't know anything about the history of this, I will still give it a shot and see what I think of it. and hopefully it'll be fun. Anyway, I'm finally gonna film this review and finally edit some vlogs and post them. I got my review up for Lincoln in the Bardo. I posted 2 vlogs finally, and yeah, I read for a bit, and it's been a good day. It's been a good night. It's kind of getting late, and I would really like to get some sleep tonight, so I'm going to attempt to. But I did want to mention, I totally forgot to mention yesterday that I kept on watching movies. Like I talked to you about La La Land and Arrival, and I mentioned that I had started Manchester by the Sea, and I finished that yesterday. And then I also, after I finished Manchester by the Sea, which I did like, I watched Hacksaw Ridge, which I also liked, and Hidden Figures, which I also liked. So I don't want to get too much into each one of them. I'm not gonna make this a review for each one, but out of everything that I've watched so far, I think I like Hidden Figures and Manchester by the Sea the best, but I also really liked Hacksaw Ridge. And I mean, I've liked all of them. Like nothing has really stood out to me as like a favorite, but I definitely think all of them are worthy enough for the best picture, and that's the ones that I'm watching, that I'm really focusing on watching, is making sure I watch all of those, because that kind of trickles into all of the other awards pretty smoothly. I don't know how I feel about La La Land. Like, out of all of them, I feel like it's the weakest one, even though it's got like the most nominations. It's like one of the most nominated films ever, apparently, which is really strange to me. I think that has a lot to do with the fact that it hits a lot of categories. It can hit a lot of categories, like directing, best picture. It can hit the song, the sound. It can hit editing and acting, and it can hit writing, like original writing and stuff like that. So it can hit a lot of those categories. So it makes sense. But it wasn't the best thing I've ever seen for me. Like I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I really don't like the ending, and it just was kind of like meh. But yeah. Anyway, so I liked it well enough. And Manchester by the Sea, I feel like, was really quiet and really nuanced, and I really liked the ending for that one. I think it felt like a very real life story. There's like a genre of like movies that take place in Boston, and they almost always have one of the Affleck brothers or or Matt Damon, and this was Casey Affleck, and he did a really good job. Really good job. I really liked the directing in this. I liked the writing. I liked the acting, and it was just really good. It was a really good movie, and I very much appreciate how it was handled in general, all throughout. It was just really quiet and never over the top, very respectful of its characters, and just did a really good job. Hacksaw Ridge, also very good. It was a lot more violent than I realized it would be. I don't know. I didn't even really know what to expect going into it. I heard some people that we go to church with talking about it a little bit because they really liked it, and I mean, I can see why. But yeah, it was way more violent than I thought it would be. I honestly didn't know too much about it going into it. I completely forgot that Andrew Garfield was the main character in it, and because I'd seen a little bit about it before, I completely didn't realize that Mel Gibson was the director for it. But I mean, it was good. I liked his direction. I liked the acting, and it was very intense. It was a very intense story, maybe a little bit over the top sometimes, but also very respectful of the main character, which was really nice to see. Just really well handled in general, I feel like. And it was an exciting movie to watch, and I can definitely see why it is nominated for Best Picture. Hidden Figures also fantastic, really fun, really good, great acting, great writing, and I just in general had a blast watching it. I can easily see why it was nominated too. I very much enjoyed the whole story and pretty much everything about it. And so I'm not sure what's like my favorite out of all those necessarily, because they all just kind of like were really good. Not necessarily the best thing I've ever seen. None of them have really been added to my favorite movies of all time list at all, or anything like that. But I mean that's okay. But I did also today. I really wanted to watch Moonlight, which I couldn't find. That one seemed like the most interesting to me to watch next, and I couldn't find it. I maybe try tomorrow to find it, and maybe give myself some time to just sit down and just watch that movie if I can find it. But so instead, I watched a movie called Hell or High Water, which is like a neo-western that takes place in, I'm guessing, it was kind of up in the air when it took place, but they definitely had cell phones, and modern technologies, but it was like super westerny and felt a tiny bit like it was like an out of time kind of thing. But anyway, so it was good too. I don't necessarily see it making sense being in the Best Picture category, just because it was not really anything more than just okay to me. I did like the acting, and it was a fun movie to watch, and I did like the ending quite a bit, and I liked Chris Pine in it, and Jeff Bridges, and it was a fine movie. It was pretty good. Like I saw a thing saying it was like, oh, it's a great little foray into like a western in this time period, and I would agree with that definitely. So anyway, I think that's about it for today. That's all I really want to talk about. I'll keep talking about these movies soon. Like on Sunday night, I'm probably gonna watch the Oscars just because it's kind of a tradition that I've done the past several years, and I would like to continue it. And maybe I'll make some predictions on that day if I can watch a couple more movies tomorrow. If I maybe watch one movie tomorrow, we'll see. Maybe I'll make some predictions myself on here and see what happens. But I think that's a bit for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.